It was a football match that was taking place in Amsterdam. The night before, you had Muslim taxi drivers that were being publicly beaten. You can see Palestinian flags were being dragged and torn down. And as they were getting ready for their match, of course, no Israeli football match would be complete without these genocidal chants. Here's one chant in which they are saying, "Let the IDF win to F the Arabs." Here's another chant saying, "Finish the Arabs." Then hear from the horse's mouth itself, look, it's the Jerusalem Post, and they're saying, "Just in case, Mossad agents to join Maccabi Tel Aviv FC trip to Amsterdam." In other words, Mossad was there as well to whip up some hatred. You gotta have some hatred. You know what I mean? I've spoken to a fan who went to the match last night who reports seeing Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters on the Amsterdam metro going up and down the carriages 3 or 4 times looking for a fight. Connor Dalton tells me, "I felt worried. Everyone was going into the city, so everyone knew what was going to happen." He adds that he is shocked by the portrayal of the incident in the media, adding that the attacks were completely provoked and Palestinian flags were torn down the night before. What attacks? Well, I'll tell you what happened, because then, as we know, the population of Amsterdam is approximately 10% Arab. So these guys got their comeuppance. They had a right to defend themselves, and boy, did they. And there's clips going around them getting the Jerusalem kicked out of them. Here's one guy who definitely has his head screwed on properly.
Because last night they were targeted after their horrendous behaviour, and instead of maybe considering why UEFA let a country which is currently committing genocide and ethnic cleansing against Palestinians and whose football league is filled with racist teams who pride themselves on not employing Arabs, well, instead of dealing with that, of course, Zionists and Western media are pretending that this is somehow similar to the extermination of Jewish people in Europe in the 1930s and 40s. And I am sorry, this is ridiculous, and it diminishes the legacy of these horrors, because these people were not targeted on the basis of their Jewishness. They were targeted because Maccabi Tel Aviv fans are violent hooligans who were rampaging through the streets of Amsterdam.
And not to mention, right at the beginning of the match, there was a couple of minutes silence for the, was it flood victims in Spain? And look how disrespectful these people were. And here is one of the people that was shouting anti-Arab chants. Look at him with that giant weapon nested on his right side. Yes, he seems like a peaceful, jolly fellow.
Maccabi Tel Aviv hooligans chant racist anti-Arab slogans ahead of match in Amsterdam. Let the Israeli army win, fuck the Arabs. And then every other outlet, of course, in the Western world, I think, didn't necessarily cover that aspect of it at all, like, or what events that triggered this back and forth clash. And instead specifically said that this was a racially charged anti-Semitic pogrom that was conducted. Violent attacks in Amsterdam tied to anti-Semitism. From the New York Times, reporting on the racist Maccabi Tel Aviv fans is exactly what you expect. The New York Times just basically published an Israeli press release not mentioning once that the Israeli mob was chanting about killing Arabs and mocking slaughtered Palestinian children. At the beginning of the match, there's a 1-minute silence observed for those who died in the floods in Spain. The Israeli hooligans refused to pay respect and tried to break the silence by behaving shamefully and inappropriately. It bugged me that I couldn't find the video of the entire genocidal song, but then came Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. They arrived at Ben Gurion Airport fleeing from the fake pogrom and started singing the entire song. Yeah, one of the lines is, "Why is school out in Gaza? There are no children left there." The song that they're singing, full lyrics of the MTA fan song from Maccabi fans website. Second verse is, "Why is there no school today in Gaza?" Okay. There are no children left there. The site as the song is used specifically in games versus Palestinian team B'nai Sakin, or depending on the security situation. The Judeo-Nazi ultra fans of Maccabi Tel Aviv march around Amsterdam singing "Let the IDF win the Arabs." The police seem to be cool with it. In order to continue framing the anti-racist counterattacks on the Israeli football fans as anti-Semitic, any news organization will have to explicitly ignore or spin the video evidence that clearly shows that they were racist and a violent mob. Video has emerged of the crowd swearing and chanting anti-Arab slogans in Amsterdam amid a violent incident in which Israeli football fans were targeted, including but not limited to tearing down Palestinian flags. This guy says, I went to Amsterdam recently and left in one piece because I respected the locals and I didn't chant about killing children. Then this guy responds, locals. Local in Amsterdam means tourists. Dutch people are like 5% of the people you encounter. Those damn Jews deserve it, says Stop Jew Hate. If I would have went around shouting about killing people's kids, I would have gotten smacked and I deserved it. Make of that what you will.